Hello friends, it's Funky Play Brothers, and please remember to subscribe to our YouTube. And today we're reading He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Tales of Eternia, Netflix animated series, Lost in the Void, written by Lisselle Sambury, Book 3, about the sorceress. And the thing about last chapter was her breaking into the basement to get Evelyn's stuff, and two royal guards talking about milkshakes. Now it's time to read Chapter 5. Chapter 5. The effect of glass walls. The pod was a lot darker once Teela was inside. There were shelves filled with all sorts of things. Dusty books with cracked spines, shiny ones with jewel-tone covers, and leather-bound ones kept shut with straps. Glass vials of different shapes and sizes had liquids that Teela shouldn't readily identify. There were some random objects too, things that looked like small toys, hairbrushes, and a big clear glass orb filled with white smoke. Also, she noted with disgust a giant jar of bugs crawling over one another. She was surprised that the king hadn't just thrown that one out. It would take hours to sort through all the stuff. Teela sighed and started pulling books off the shelves and flipping through them, looking for things on finding people, trying to go through them as quickly as possible, but it was starting to get very boring very fast. A lot of what she was discovering were the sorts of things that the king and Adam had specifically warned her about. Spells to make people angry so they would fight with each other, conjuring tiny insects that followed your enemies around and bit them, even ones that took people's bones and made weapons out of them. She shut the book she was reading with a snap. This wasn't helping at all. What she needed was a way to find the most useful book in the pile. She stepped back and looked at all the objects. If she were an evil witch, where would she put her most valuable book? Teela turned around in the room, squinting and trying to see if there might be anything that stood out to her. She looked at a jar of bugs again. No way. Just no. She rolled her sleeves up and held her hands out. With a quick series of gestures, she opened the jar without touching it, letting the magic lift up and pull the squirming bugs into the air so she could sort through them. After this, bugs were going to join her list of most hated things alongside snakes and sand, but there, right in the middle of the creepy crawlies, was a book. It looked simple. It had a flat leather cover, but it pulsed faintly with whatever magic had kept the insects from destroying it. Teela pulled the book out and set aside, then pouring the bugs back into their jar and sealed it. The Necronomicon. She shuddered. Well, that was definitely one way to protect a book. She opened it to the first page, but it wasn't a printed book at all. It was handwritten. There was a date, and then an entry followed. I'm getting tired of this, waking up and prepping Marlena every single day, warming her bath and brushing her hair and helping pick outfits. It's not like a bad way to live. It's a bad way to live. I get to stay in the palace. My meals and well-being are taken care of. But I can't help but wonder if this is really all there is to life. Marlena, that was the queen's name. Adam's mom, and Evelyn was like she knew her. Well, of course she would know her. She was the queen, but not the royal mage, but as some sort of personal attendant. How did Evelyn go from that to a word witch to being royal mage? It reminded Teela uncomfortably of her own journey. She hadn't come from much either, but here she was. And from the dates, it seemed like Evelyn was probably around Teela's age when she wrote this. She shook the discomfort off and flipped through more entries, which were just more notes from Evelyn about her life at court. How disappointed she was with her station, how reluctant she was, fearful really to give voice to her desires. She wanted to do more, but didn't know what. These weren't spells at all. They were just the woman's thoughts, her private and personal ones. It almost felt wrong to be reading them. What the? She continued on through the book and then stopped because finally there was something that looked like like a spell. I know my place now, where I belong. This is how to find anything you want in the cosmos, including yourself. This was it. This was how she would find Eldoris. All she needed to do was follow the instructions laid out on the book and do everything that Evelyn had noted down. There were no entries in the journal after this one, which, if anything, proved that the spell had worked. Evelyn found what she'd been looking for. That's the end of chapter 5. But the most notable thing to me is that she had so many books. One had to be the Necronomicon. I mean, she's an evil witch with a bunch of books. She needs the Necronomicon. She probably had it. So, friends, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow us on social media, Funky Play Bros, Funky Play Brothers. Support our vlog, Cash App, the @ Funky First. Thanks for watching. Bye.